and then we'll click on the LuxFlow window. Now that we're in LuxFlow, this is what we are going to start off by seeing when we want to use one-click to batch load all of our parts into the program. So when you have our LNX files, LNX ending is going to be our proprietary file type that is the aligner or retainer design that you created. So any designs that you make in Lux Design are going to be .lnx files. This is the only file type that you're able to use when using one-click for aligners and retainers. You cannot just open LuxFlow and use an STL that you've gotten from somewhere and then apply our support structure to it. It's only going to allow you to use LNX. All other applications you'll be able to use STLs for. So what we want to do here is select our angle of support for the demo so we can fit all the parts on the printer. I'm going to select 70. And actually, I've noticed that I have the wrong printer selected here. So what we'll do quickly is we will change that to the iLux Pro Dental that we're working from, and then exit out of there. We'll reopen this application window by going back to Lux Design and then just re-exporting everything. So just getting a little practice in. So that's our aligner case. Go back to Lux Design. Here's our doctor retainers. Go back to Lux Design. Okay. And the LuxCreo retainers. Okay. Now back in LuxFlow, we're back where we started. We have all of our files here. We have 12 in total. We're going to select 70 so we can fit all the parts on the printer, and I'll go a little bit more into detail about the difference between 45 and 70. The most important thing here is that we want to make sure that one-click is selected. Once it's checked, go ahead and click confirm. And essentially what the software is now doing behind the scenes is one-click is allowing you to not have to touch a thing in the software, but have the parts be successfully set up for printing. So you'll notice that the parts have come in flat here. What one-click is doing is it is automatically orienting them to the 70-degree angle that we selected. It's automatically applying our proprietary special support structure to the appliances. And it's going to automatically batch load them onto the build platform for printing. So really all that you need to do is make sure one-click is selected and choose your angle of support, and then click confirm. So a little bit more about the angles of support that you had at your disposal. You had 45 and 70. 45 is going to be a lower angle, so you're going to have your parts take up more space on the build platform, so you can't fit as many. But because the build height is lower, you'll actually be able to have a faster print. At 70 degrees, which is what I selected here, you're maximizing the amount of parts that you can fit on the platform. But because the build height is taller, your print's going to be a little bit longer. So typically it's not more than 15 or 20 minutes, but I did just want to mention the difference between those two. You cannot choose any other angle. 45 and 70 have been approved after lots of testing and are optimized for the most amount of accuracy when doing one click. And any other manual support edits aren't going to guarantee a best result and an accurate appliance, and it won't be FDA Class 2 certification compliant like one-click is. So just make sure you're using one-click. It's really simple. As you can see, I don't need to make any adjustments, but what I am going to do is manually fit these last two appliances to my build platform. So you'll notice in the upper right, we have some view tabs. I like to click the second to last one to view a top view of my build. So what I want to do to click on and edit a part is to click on it. You'll notice a pan button has appeared, so I can click and drag my part into the build area. Then there's this rotate button that you can use to turn your part to make it so that it fits onto the build platform. You can do the same thing for the other on the other side. And now we have a build that is going to fit all 12 of my parts. 12 is the maximum amount of parts that we recommend you fit onto the build platform. Of course, this is going to be based on anatomy. If you have really large arches, you might be able to fit less. If you have really small arches, you could fit more. We don't recommend fitting more than 12. And that is just because when you go to post-process the appliances for the rest of the machines, each other machine only allows for 12. So why print more than 12? Once you are done with the build setup and you're happy with this, you can go ahead and click on this slice button here. When you click that, you're going to receive this slice confirmation window that lets you know that you are printing on this printer. You have selected this application and printing at this angle. You must print these parts with DCA material, and you must print on the Leap C Plus membrane installed in your resin tank. Go ahead and click slice once you're happy. And this is going to transform. Go ahead and click yes if you receive a pop-up like this. And that's just letting you know that there may be, there we go. It's just letting you know that, you know, it's seeing that you have different variation in your appliances, and it might be thinking it's something else. But if you see that pop up, go ahead and just click OK to continue slicing. So essentially what this is doing is it's transforming your file, your build file, into a layer by layer format that the printer can read. The printer prints the files in one layer at a time. And so now the file has been sliced, and it lets you know exactly how long this print will take once you click start on the printer. And you can see here that you can upload your print right to the printer. The last thing I wanted to cover off in LuxFlow is that you have the ability to save your files. You can save your sliced file, and you can to your computer. This file type only is able to be opened up on the printer or sent to the printer. You can save in the upper left corner your STX, and that is your work file. Your work file, if you were to save that on your computer, would allow you to reopen this file in LuxFlow for editing later down the line. The sliced file is going to be saved as your LX2. And that pretty much just means it cannot be reopened in LuxFlow. This is a sliced file. It can only be sent to the printer. So those are your two file types from LuxFlow that I wanted to mention. But what we'll do is we'll send this to the printer. So go ahead and click Upload to Printer. A little bit more about the slicing results while the engine searching for your printer is that the print time is showing you how long the build will take. The material base is showing you how much material you need at a minimum in the resin tank for you to have a successful print. We, of course, always recommend having it at the very first measure marker, whether that be 300 or 400 milliliters, depending on what resin tank you're using. So you never have to worry about measuring out how much resin you need. And then, of course, the Part Plus support is showing you how many grams of resin is actually being used to create the parts. So, of course, it's not using 140 grams of resin. Of course, grams and milliliters are 1 to 1, pretty much. It is just letting you know that this is how much is needed still to allow resin to flow under and produce a successful print. So once you have your printer, go ahead and click Confirm. And what we'll see in a few moments here is that the print has been sent to the printer, and you'll receive a pop-up on your printer that we'll go ahead and click in a few moments here to start the print.